this Microgreens 2.0. So some of you were part of our meeting last week when Trina did a whole demo and she showed us in her windowsill how she was growing these microgreens. And I love the fact that she was reusing tofu containers, plastic tofu containers, and then the edamame containers that were the larger ones from Costco to do a nice bed of microgreens. So did anybody grow microgreens this week besides Trina? And
I have some.
Yes? Can you show them?
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex.
At this house, I have them in, I got it for Christmas, like a microgreen kit.
Nice present.
Okay, I guess.
It's a gift that keeps giving.
That's right.
I don't know, I guess I was supposed to go out there. But I have them in a container.
Okay.
What are they?
Do you remember?
I think they're radish microgreens.
Okay.
And then at my other house, I planted broccoli microgreens in an actual pot.
Okay.
As well.
So when did you do those? Just last week?
I did those a few days ago. There was a ton of seeds. I couldn't fit them. I don't know. I didn't know how many I was supposed to put in one pot, so I put them in separate pots, and then just sprinkled a little dirt. And they should be sprouting soon.
Okay. So that's a good question. And Trina, she was talking about taking, I can't remember how many tablespoons. It obviously depends on the space. Wasn't it a teaspoon in the little tofu container, Trina?
I think.
Yeah, well, it was a teaspoon or a tablespoon, but I did the Diacon and they were bigger seeds, so it's not as much. I do a pretty good little blanket across it, and I get a lot of sprouting from that.
Okay, so what do you, so Alex, what is that?
This is the radish microgreens.
Okay.
Okay, you're doing it on the coconut core?
Then I have some more over here.
And those are on like a coconut fiber bed?
I'm not sure. It came in a package, and I wasn't sure which or what it's made out of. I didn't check.
Okay.
Are you growing the Hamana?
Me?
Are those the Hamana kits?
Well, I've heard that brand.
I have some. Do you want me to go get the container? Hold on.
Because did they come on the core, the bottom part, and then they had like the seeds in them, and you sort of took the paper off the top and then put them in the container and put water in it?
These were done yesterday, and they're already.
Oh wow, that's nice.
That's the way it's supposed to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was surprised at how. I mean, it said like harvest time was 7 to 12 days, something like that.
If those are radishes, that's what it should be.
Yeah, radish sprouts.
Okay. Let me show you. This I bought this at a festival, a veg fest. This is a specific brand. This is the Hamana Grow Kit. And it comes with a plastic tray, and then it comes with the seed beds that are the seeds are already in there, and this is the coconut fiber.
That's the one I had last time.
Okay, and you wet it and you put it in there.
And then they pop out through the mesh?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So these are called seed quilts.
Are they reusable?
No.
Okay.
They're not reusable. So it ends up being kind of expensive. I bought just one set to support them. And then they have like a subscription that you can continue buying, but I have not done that. I have 2 left. One is peppery arugula seed quilt, and the other is hardy broccoli seed quilt. But I went ahead and bought seeds at True Leaf Market.
That's the best place I found.
Okay, great. Last week, and they just came. And so I have broccoli sprouts. I started last night just in the soaking process overnight. And then I have more of the black lentils because they rocked. And I'll show you some pictures. I uploaded some pictures, so I'll do a screen share and show you, guys. But this is the Hamana. So this is reusable, but not the seed quilts.
Right.
Okay, so then you can reuse this little tray, but yeah, so that's how that goes. And yeah.
And you can put like sprouts directly into the dirt, right? Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what Trina did last week. So if you go, you guys don't want to know, it took me many hours last week after our meeting to try to edit that video and put it on YouTube, but I did it. So you can go to our Thrive on Plants website. There's a link to our YouTube website and our YouTube channel, and I put up that video. So Trina went through the whole process in little, like not the professional version. You know, Shana, you are the professional microgreen specialist. But because she does this for a job, but we did it, or Trina did it in little tofu packages, and you know, which is awesome. Reusable.
And I actually couldn't find it on the website. I ended up just going to YouTube and search for your name, and the video came up that way.
Okay, I'll do a screen share and show you too. I think it's because I uploaded it first, and then I was uploading 2 other videos, and so I guess on our website it only kind of shows the latest one, but you should be able to click somehow, so we'll check it. But it is on the YouTube channel for Thrive on Plants, which my name is associated with. Okay, so let me show you really fast what I'm gonna screen share, and I'm gonna do my desktop because I want to show you my this is from me. Okay, so hopefully you can see these. So I started out, these are all in random order, with, let's see if we can, will this get big?
Do you have mung beans?
No, these were just black lentils.
Oh.
So I bought them at the Indian spice store, and this is what they look like. And then I started soaking them, and it was half a cup. And I also started soaking half a cup of garbanzo beans. And I had my son make screens from some solar screen that we had left over that I just cleaned real well, that had never been used. And so he made me some little screens for the tops. And then this is what I ended up with from half a cup of lentils. And that was, I started soaking them on the night of, I think it was the 9th. And then this was the morning of the 13th. So just a few days. And then my garbanzo beans, hardly anything. They just little tiny sprouts. So I don't know. Those are in the fridge. I'm going to cook those in the Instant Pot. But look at what I got from half a cup of lentil sprouts or lentils. Aren't those cool?
That's a lot.
It's a huge amount. Look at this from just that much. So let me go. Go ahead.
You just eat those raw then, or do you actually cook the sprouted lentils?
Now, I was looking it up because this is my first adventure. And what they say is that if you are not worried about food poisoning, which mine looked really good. I kept them. I rinsed them 2 or 3 times. Not that look and smell is everything, but so I took the risk of eating them raw. And there are lots of recipes for raw, but they also say you can steam them for like 10 minutes. So I don't know. Shana, do you have any?
For sprouts, I don't do sprouts because selling commercially, you actually have to have a special permit and license. They separate that from regular
Microgreens.
baby greens. So because there's been so much E. coli and I think it's salmonella that happens with these, you're taking on a risk as a business
Okay.
to grow these. But as in your own home, by all means, go for it.
Right. So, but a 10-minute steam wouldn't be bad either.
Right.
You know, I mean, you can steam them. Because what I found is these black lentils, which start out as tiny, the sprouts are big. So this is Trina's. So Trina did more standard lentils, right?
Yes.
And so here was Friday, there was Saturday, and there was Sunday that she sent me.
Wow.
And I'm eating them, finishing them today.
Okay.
And I ate them raw.
But look how big these are.
Yeah.
Look how big the
Yeah.
sprouts are. Like they're hardy. So they'll easily handle steaming without any hesitation whatsoever. And then this is what Trina sent me. This is kind of cool. You guys are able to see it. This is what Trina sent me for her now these were, what did you do here?
Those were the ones that we planted on screen last week.
Oh, okay.
And that was, you have to read can you read what I said, how long that was, how many days after?
You said these are microgreen sprouts in 2 days.
So 2 days.
This is the difference between the seeds.
And number 6 there was the kale. Number 5 to the right was the daikon. And those did not do well now. In fact, I can go down and show you what's in my window now. But number 4, I think, was the cress. And those I harvested today. I mean, I put them in my salad today.
Yeah, interesting. And then those were your lentil sprouts.
Yeah.
For your
So I just
radishes,
finished today.
for the radishes, did you pre-soak those?
I did not, but you're right. Those are bigger seeds. They should
Yeah, and-
probably be soaked, right?
And sometimes if you add a little bit of hydrogen peroxide to help clean them
Oh.
off, that also
Oh.
helps them to stimulate a little bit better.
Oh,
So if I soak them in like a mason jar.
Right. I wouldn't go over like 12 hours with a little bit of hydrogen peroxide and then rinse them off, then try sowing the seeds.
Okay. And when you say a little bit, could that be like a capful in a mason jar?
I have
Or
not
not
done-
even?
I would usually, they say for when we use, because I use a gallon of water and
Right.
a cup of hydrogen, 3% hydrogen
Okay.
peroxide,
Okay.
which is
can
hard to come by
reduce it
right
from
now,
there.
which is weird.
I know.
Right.
Okay, and that's about 12 hours. Then rinse them.
Then
And
rinse
then-
them off, and that should help stimulate them to grow. Plus, it helps clean off some of whatever could already be on them from wherever you got them.
Would you
Okay,
do that
cool.
for
Thank you.
all? Would you do that for all seeds, like even broccoli sprouts, all of them?
No, I usually only do it for the big seeds. For all those little like kale, broccoli, I just put them on. I use cocoa coir, so I just put them straight on there. I just soak the pads first, though.
Okay.
But
I have a question.
I do
Go
spray
ahead. No,
them
go ahead.
with whenever I use any seed, I always spray them with hydrogen peroxide to help kind of clean them off.
And then you just sow them after that. You don't have to
Yeah.
wash off the
Yes,
hydrogen peroxide.
No, because because once you water them, it all turns into water anyway. But
Got
to
it.
help you clean a little bit those seeds, that could help out a little.
I have a question on soaking. I've tried to do beet seeds,
Mhm.
and when they grow, I've never soaked any of my seeds when I've done microgreens.
Okay.
But when in fact, I stopped doing them because after 3 times, the little cap from the seed stays on the leaf, and it's very hard. In
Yeah.
fact, it's hard enough to break a tooth.
Yes.
What would your recommendation on that be?
I haven't had those yet, but
Okay.
I have seen some videos on YouTube. I can't quite
Okay.
speak to that. I'm learning that because right now I'm growing sunflowers, and the little shells stays right on those guys. But I think it's
about soaking, like pre-soaking seeds.
you want to, well, some seeds, the larger they are, the more you probably want to pre-soak.
Yeah, I've had aside from microgreens, I've had a lot of luck with pre-soaking the seeds before planting them. Like, oh, this was funny. Actually, a while ago, I was soaking tomato seeds in water for I soaked them for 6 days, which apparently it's too much, but they sprouted inside the water. And it helps you can do it with broccoli, any kind of seeds, and it really increases the germination rate.
Yeah. There is a aquaponics store that's near my home, and they swear by soaking it in a kale solution to help fertilizing. Now, I don't do that. I basically just use water and coconut coir. But the only reason why I don't do small seeds, it's hard because, hold on, I have one. Because this is what I use. This is just a regular old cocoa coir. And when you have little itty bitty seeds that are wet, it's hard to spread them on. So when they're dry, we spread them on, and then you spray hydrogen peroxide, and then you water it down so it's all moist. But these are pre-soaked for 24 to 48 hours.
For your hydrogen peroxide that you're spraying, is that the dilute solution, or is that straight hydrogen peroxide 3% that you're spraying?
Straight 3%.
And that helps them germinate?
It helps germination, and it also helps clean. It's another way to sanitize the seeds.
Would you do that into dirt if you were using dirt?
Yeah, I've seen a lot. Before I picked the method that I have, a lot of people were spraying, because the one thing you might be able, if you start seeing if it's not root hairs, but if you actually see mold, what they do is they tell you to spray hydrogen peroxide on your plants to try to get it under control. Other than that, what you would want to do is, if I see a little bit of mold in there, the whole pad comes out. And if there's a good half, then my family might be able to eat it, but I wouldn't be able to get that out.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, hydrogen peroxide is your friend.
Yeah, if you can get a hold of it.
Yeah, okay. That's good. What other questions do people have? Did anybody else try sprouting this week? Annette, you have to mute yourself, unmute.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so after Wednesday's Zoom session, I put garbanzo beans, and am I supposed to be soaking it until they sprout? And then rinse the 3 times a day?
Yes.
Okay, because they have no sprouts at all. So I don't know if it's too light, maybe, where I'm soaking them.
No, that shouldn't matter. Can you hold it up closer?
Oh, sure. There's no sprouts.
No.
Yeah. And how long ago did you start that?
Wednesday.
Oh, no. No, you're not supposed to. You soak them the first day, and then you just rinse and drain every day after that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. That's all you learn.
Well, absolutely. And it's what, a cup or half a cup of garbanzo beans.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was going to, sorry.
No, that's okay. Yeah. I wrote a bunch of notes, and I wasn't very detailed. So, okay, I'll try it again.
They should, could you still though now just rinse them?
I wouldn't.
And see if they'll sprout?
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
No. Okay.
After a certain amount, they start to collect whatever bacteria. Again, if they're not cleaned prior and they're just left to soak, they can grow all sorts of things.
And those were not in the fridge?
No.
Okay.
They were just on my counter in a dark corner.
Okay.
So then I thought, well, why don't I try to sprout spaghetti squash, because I had spaghetti squash for dinner that night, and I took the seeds, and I don't think I'm doing this right either, because I soaked it for however many days it's been. But what should I have done with these spaghetti squash seeds?
Well, that would be like the sunflower seeds, I would think, right, Shana?
Yeah,
Shana, sorry.
I'm trying to, it's all right. I have never thought to sprout. I usually, they're planted in the backyard. I haven't thought, usually a good starter seed are like the smaller seeds. That's what or like kidney beans and those type of smaller ones. I have not tried garbanzo. And again, it's everything I get is like in 5-pound to 50-pound bags. So it's, if you could find dried beans, most of them, the lentils I'm going to try because that sounds great.
And they are quick. They are really, really quick. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm trying buckwheat right now, but I think I started it on Saturday and here it is Wednesday and they're not even, I don't think that they're going to work.
Yeah.
Why, I don't know. But did you say to sprout kidney beans?
I've seen that.
that?
People
okay.
sprout just about everything.
Everything.
I know for me, I've cut down a whole lot. There's carrots you could sprout. I grow microgreen carrots. You can grow, they taste sweet. There are all sorts. And where Tim Marie went was True Leaf. They have all of those there. I know a lot of people that do get into trying to grow microgreens on their own. It doesn't help to buy the little packet. I try to get stuff. So like, this is a 1-pound bag. This is Swiss chard. And what I have learned over, I started this in 2017. A lot of companies can be shady. So just make sure that you go to a reputable company. Like them because they give you that code. I don't know if you can see it well, but they give you a code that tells you exactly what farm these came from. So whoever the owner is can tell you what farm it came from. So if anything happens or you have mold issues or you have problems, you can go back to him and they can march back to whoever it was to say that there's issues with their seeds. And again, some of these seed companies, it's funny to see, but they're running out of seeds because people are panicked. But
right.
So twice a year, I'd probably say I'd spend about $1,000 on seeds just to do what I do. But I would try, the sprouting sounds good. Just smaller ones seem easier. And as you master the bigger ones, I would probably grow into those ones.
So do you just spread your seed on your coconut core, your cocoa core, right? Yeah. So you don't sprout anything. I mean,
no,
like we're talking in a jar.
If I wouldn't know, well, I can do that personally, but if I were to sell them publicly, and this will probably also tell you, if you're going to a farmer's market, they have to be specialized, permitted, and there's some pretty stringent things that go into growing sprouts. So microgreens seem easier. It's great I have a granddaughter who, it's good to see, something that goes from 0 and all of a sudden it's sprouting by day 3. Now you're seeing something come of it, then they can eat it. So I'm like, I can grab a tray if you would like, but like these are, if you like watch YouTube, they use these type of trays. So if you watch a ton of videos, that's what they use. Like the trays that I use, everything has to be food safe because where I learned it. So this is like a 26 by something and it holds 8 of these pads. So I just have to spread the whole thing with seeds and then I can grab one. But I have to do microgreens only because I don't want to be in that. The insurance is expensive. So, but for home use, absolutely. That's why I said I'm going to be trying those lentils soon.
Yeah, they're good. And then what I did with mine after 4 days, well, I did them, I don't remember how many days now. After 4 or 5 days, I then put them under my grow lights that are in my windowsill, just to give them a little bit of green.
Okay.
It didn't change, it didn't make them grow any, leaf or anything like that, but it just gave them a little bit of green. So they didn't look like mung bean sprouts that you buy at the store, which I've done mung beans as well. But I didn't like the way that I did them, and so I'm going to try those again in a jar as well and see if I can get them to be more like the ones you buy in the store. Because mine, you had the sprout, but then there was a long root on them.
Oh.
Yeah, like, and it was, but I did them in more of a tray that had the mesh in the bottom.
Right.
And so the roots were trying to grow to the water that was in the bottom. And so I'm going to try the other way and see if that'll work. In fact, that'll be my next one.
Okay.
I'll start
Yeah,
'em
yeah.
today.
I'll go grab a tray so you can see what a tray looks like. So give you
Yeah.
just a second.
Cool. We're so lucky to have Shana share with us because this is what she does for her business.
Absolutely. Remember when she brought them into the cooking class
I
towards
know.
the end, and we were, yeah.
They were so
Oh, and
good.
I was talking about the peas last time while we're waiting for Shana to come back.
I
That
have
I
a
had
grow room
gotten
in the
the
house, so
third.
this would be a full
Okay.
tray.
Wow.
So that's 8 pads in there. Our family, I forced them to, we eat 1 pad a day minimum. But again, I've slowed down some, but this is pretty much, they're ready to go at their peak, so we can eat them. I do have a grow room. I'll put this down.
How long do you let them get?
Yeah.
How tall or how long do they get before
How
that?
tall? How tall?
Usually, so this is a drawer of kale, I mark them. So what you just saw was done on April 2nd. So they've grown, probably they look about 2 to 3 inches tall.
Okay.
And
Because I
they're
think
ready
I
to-
feel. Go ahead.
Now they're ready to eat. So we take a pad out every day.
Because what I'm doing with in the little tofu containers, I'm filling it actually with soil,
Mhm.
and I'm doing it that way. But when they get to be about 2.5, 3 inches, I guess 3 inches, yeah, is about what it is. But I fill the pot or the tub all the way with soil so that when I go to cut it, I don't have to worry about soil. I can just cut right across the top.
Right, and
Of the thing.
That's one of the reasons why I like this method. Unfortunately, it's weird when you watch some of these YouTube videos, you see people in their garage and dirt and it's next to their,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh my God, and you sell to restaurants. Since we are, before the downfall, we were set to try to go into some restaurants. They're not allowed to have dirt in the kitchen.
Right.
So I can sell them a whole pad, it's alive, and then they harvest as they need to. So
Yeah.
they're not on that dying stage by, hey, it's Friday night and you got limp microgreens on your plate.
Where can a person get that inexpensively? The coconut core? The
okay,
cocoa
so
core, do you know?
the person that I go through, it's a company called City Hydro, but they sell the big,
yeah.
so my grow room has 4 rack systems in it.
Right.
They have a home system, which you could grow microgreens. Again, it's $1.99, but you could use it forever. It comes with lights and everything. You could also go to Amazon, and in the beginning, I used to cut the cocoa coir myself.
I remember you said that.
That was a process. That I bought my first hand saw, whatever that thing is, but I own a tool, so there you have it. But if you cut it yourself, you could cut to whatever size that you want. So if you use tofu, you can go to Amazon, buy the roll, because they come by the roll. Just make sure it's a kind of a reputable company. I think I used to use one called Mother Earth. And the less in it, the better, because some of these people, they're using recycled cocoa coir.
Oh,
So
okay.
you don't want that. And then you just cut it to whatever you have. So if you know tofu is it, and you use the same, cut a bunch of them at one time and go from there. But I like the cocoa coir because I don't have to worry about, because once you use the soil, you should be refertilizing the soil. So you need to put more nutrients back in it because those plants are going to suck up whatever is in the soil.
Right. Oh,
So,
I dump it in my recycling.
Actually, as I said, I was horrified when I saw some of these YouTube videos and they're like, yeah, just add some more chicken manure. And then I'm like, chicken manure. in my microgreens, and it didn't seem right. But sometimes, and then they brag about, look how big my microgreens are. Well, if you ever see some of these huge microgreens and they're saying they're using soil, then you got to question what's in the soil.
Right.
So what I've seen is naturally these will get big. Pea shoots, they get tall. They get really tall. It's just a matter of, I like the cocoa coir because it's less of a mess for me. And
Sure.
I never know since I don't trust what they put in some soils, I know what they have in the cocoa coir, so I can go from there.
Yeah. On your peas, I was just saying that last week I harvested my third harvest from a batch, so I have them in soil, and I harvested my third one, and now it's growing still, and I'm going to get a fourth one out of it. Can you do that with the coconut coir, or
yes.
what do you think? Okay,
Yeah,
so let them continue on those.
And what I even tell people is they're like, oh, they don't have flavor anymore. I'm like, well, it's kind of like a baby in a womb. You got everything you need, and once you're out, you're going to need some nutrition.
Yeah.
So I said, now plant it. Go take it outside. It's still alive. As long as it's still green, take that outside and you will be growing now full grown pea plant.
Peas.
So I have seen people that have come back or shown me pictures. Now they have a full, whatever they didn't eat. Now you just go plant it outside. And it's easy. The roots kind of like get intermingled with the cocoa coir. You just cut that out. The cocoa coir acts as like mulch. Put it in soil and you're ready to go.
But normally you wouldn't reuse that cocoa.
Oh, no. I would not reuse it. Yeah, because if the plants, and that was one of the things, if mold gets into the soil, the whole entire tray is bad. So I don't know what that plant had, or once you go over a certain amount of days, it's going to form something. So basically I would not reuse the pad anymore. Yeah. So it goes outside.
Is recyclable.
So you can use it, it's mulch for me. So afterwards I go outside and I have a worm bin. So I will cut it up, throw it in the worm bin, and they enjoy.
Yeah.
But normally you just use that once then.
You just use it once.
And then you are giving it other nutrients?
No.
That include, it's in there?
Oh, so for the coconut coir, water and lights. That's all I use. And I don't use I'm like our neighbors, I had to prove to them, I'm like, no, we don't have a grow room like that. Unless there's some weird type of broccoli that, but no, we use full spectrum lights. It's almost like having the lights on all day. So that's why it's in its own little room. The only thing you have to watch out for, humidity. Humidity will start the mold process.
Okay.
The other thing you have to be careful. We always keep that room. It has to be between 65 to 70 degrees, which is basically what our whole house is. But we only use the coconut coir. We have a whole house water filter and lights. So that's why, no, you're not going to see bazooka plants on us, but there's nothing in them because everything is already inside the seed.
Do you, when you spread your seed and then you put water, on it, you spray it probably with water. Do you cover it at all when you're starting to sprout?
So in the beginning, so the trays that I just showed you a little bit ago, everything is sprayed down with hydrogen peroxide. So I go through a whole lot of it. The tray is sprayed with it. There is even inside of it, there's a little tray that holds the pads up so that because you water from above and you water also from below. So there's a little thing that holds them up a little bit over the water, but I do cover them with a foam. It's like a styrofoam that goes over them. And then as soon as I see them try to peek, because they'll push the lid off, I don't hold them down. If you watch some videos on YouTube, again, you'll see them push everything down. And we just use a styrofoam lid. When I see that, that's my clue that they want to go to the lights. So that's pretty much all I do.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I was going to write something down and I forgot.
Yeah. Who else has questions? Who else is motivated to try it?
Is this is this just like a topic around microgreens?
For today?
Or yeah.
Yeah, we were just, because last week we had Microgreens 1.0, which was in the windowsill. And then this is Shana's Microgreens 2.0, because she does this for business.
Mhm.
But it's a regular top meeting. I mean, we wanted to kind of center it around this, but we can talk about anything.
Yeah, well, because I have like other things growing as well, rather than like just microgreens. Actually, last week, like here, I took a picture of stuff that this is what I have indoors. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
Some of those I didn't start from seed, like the bigger ones, but like those are actually radishes, like whole radishes.
Right.
That's a big pool.
Okay.
This actually I picked up this one I picked up from a store. Oops. And that's the Carolina Reaper pepper.
Okay.
You've heard of those peppers?
Oh yeah.
Those. Yeah.
We have some.
And then just some basil, but yeah, those I'm hoping to transplant them pretty soon. Those radishes were extremely fast. They're like that big, right? I planted them less than a week ago.
They're a 30-day crop, and
Yeah.
if you ever go and if you go on YouTube again, there are people that are doing like the zombie apocalypse. What's foods that you can grow in 30 days?
Yeah.
Radishes are one of those top ones.
And what about like pole climbing beans? Is that right?
I've seen those.
I don't.
Yeah, pole climbing, and in my backyard I have purple tree kale, which get up to 6 feet tall, and they're beautiful. There's another one called walking kale. Those can go up to 20 feet. These are, there's a website that they're in Missouri. They're an amazing company because they have a lot of stuff that you won't find in like your green acres. It's called rareseeds.com. And the purple tree collars are like, you get leaves that are huge of collard greens, but they're purple. Yeah, and they make a beautiful, because my house is real close to the neighbor's house, but they make a lovely border. So 6 feet tall, and they are amazing. If you want them shorter, you just got to crop them. But they're called rareseeds.com is the name of them. And they have some really unique, so if you're looking for stuff that is outside of what you normally like, okay, I have a bell pepper. Well, they have chocolate bell peppers, and and I just got it, which I'm about to go plant today. It's an Okinawa sweet potato. So,
those are excellent.
Yeah, so they sent me the seedlings. I'm ready to plant. We're doing this. So there's some pretty cool things out there that grow in less than 30 days. So yeah.
We're putting our whole front yard's edible. So that would be awesome to have.
Oh, they're pretty.
Oh yeah.
They are. So you should look at, they're called purple tree collards. And now I find them expensive, but if you go to Fair Oaks Nursery, they sometimes have them there, and they're already a good foot tall. And once their season hits, be prepared. They grow like wildfire. They're huge. But if you keep them cropped, they fill out more on the bottom.
And it's just one growth, and then that's it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, I'm like, I have 4 in the backyard now. They're a very pretty purple green. It's just pretty.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, check out that website. It's rareseeds.com. They have those. And if you're looking even more into exotic seeds, it sounds bad, but strictly medicinal. They don't sell marijuana, but they do sell a rare type of Egyptian spinach. Stuff you won't normally find here. I got into this only because I got tired of being tired. So after I had my appendix out, I was searching everything, just where can I find something that would help? And all these places came up. So that's where I learned most of these websites and everything.
Wow, that's cool. 20 feet walking kale.
Oh gosh, yeah. And right now I bought one from them, and that's
Yeah.
the Fairhope's Nursery. And I think it's already at 2 feet, and it's a baby. It's it's a baby.
And
Yeah.
you're eating it. Like
Yeah,
you're
you can pull the leaves off. The only thing is that you just have to learn how to, sometimes they get, is it the aphids that are on the
Right.
back of the leaf? If you can handle those or do whatever you need to get rid of those, yeah. But you should take a picture of, like, if you could look that up, it's just amazing because there's a guy on a ladder holding it. I'm like, wow, okay, I gotta grow this.
That's cool.
Wow, that's really cool. I'm inspired to check that out.
Oh, you should. And the purple collards, yeah, 6 feet tall, and they're bushy and full. Like one leaf is a meal.
Yay.
Yeah.
Are you getting these as seedlings or as seeds?
I have done both. So they do sell, like the walking
Both.
tree kale is a seed. Though because Fair Oaks Nursery, I said, call me once you have these in. And they called me and they're like, well, how many do you need? I'm like, well, how much you got? You know, but I only took 4. I was thinking of others.
Nice of you.
And nurseries are essential. So if you do need to go to a nursery, they are open.
Definitely.
Yep.
Okay, so Ken, you have a chat question. Let me pull it up. So where do you get your seeds from? The reputable source with the barcode on the back of the packaging. That was True Leaf Market.
True Leaf. Yeah, and my backup to True Leaf when it comes to buying in bulk would be, I think it's Johnny's Seeds. There might be a word in the middle there.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know if there's a middle word there, but I know it's like Johnny's something Seeds. They also give, it's just, I like the prices better. And plus, if you buy a lot on True Leaf, you do get discount points. So I just,
Right.
Yeah. So I like those when they pop up every now and then.
Well, if you into like the Tops group or something, there's a referral code that you can put in, and if somebody else goes and purchase it, they get $5 off, and you get more rewards. They give you like $200 or $500 rewards. So
I've never seen
put
that
in your thing. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
It's in your account. If you go down in your account, because that's where I buy mine from too.
Right.
That somebody had given it to me, and I got my $5 off my first order. But go into your account, or no, you click on the rewards thing, and it tells you how to do it. Yeah.
Well, they've taken a lot of my money.
Yeah, so you might as well get something back. Yeah.
Put it in the top Facebook group.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
other people can use it, and it can help you, and it can help.
That'd be helpful, and thank you. I just know that if anyone does, want to grow on a regular basis, that by far buying by the pound, because I see people buying those little packets, like at the, I'm like, don't do that for yourself.
You can do that to start if you haven't, ever done it before, because we can still use those seeds, right?
But once you like it, please buy in bulk and just keep it going.
I seem to buy the 4-ounce ones.
Mm-hmm.
That's the size for me, because I'm not growing to sell. It's just for my own use.
Well, the small ones, I always, as I said, when you have kids and they can see those grow, I think a kid will, I watched the video, a kid will eat what he grows. And I'm like, that's pretty amazing. And that's true. I can't get my granddaughter to, we can pick out a tomato from a grocery store, but to get her to actually eat it. But if she grew it, now she has pride. So that's what I kind of like.
Absolutely.
So do you sell as a microgreen tomatoes? I mean,
no, but I've heard people try that. I finally, since we have downtime, I finally tried to narrow down ones that actually fit between the whole, they're done in 8 to 12, maybe 14 days.
Okay.
If someone asks, and I have been asked, can you grow like celery? Celery is 21 days. And I don't have that time. It's just, I like to see things move, because the longer you keep them in those trays, when I see them like that, they're going to start needing something more than what I'm giving. And if I'm just giving water and light, by day 15, they're going to start, looking a little deficient.
Yeah, they want more.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, you can't have more,
How do you know that? Is it, because I've never paid any attention to that. I just kind of like, oh, I want to try kale.
Right.
I never paid attention to how long it takes to germinate and then how many days it takes to become harvestable.
Right.
Is there a way to know that?
There are some
experience.
It's experience, but it also depends. Like, even though you might have a package that might say up to 12 days, if it's too warm in your room, it could stunt them. If it's too cold, it could stunt them. It depends on, and I remember when I first encountered root hairs and thought, oh my God, they're all molding. And then it's like, okay, we'll add water. If the water is added to them and all of that white stuff disappears, that's root hairs. Got it. But what if the root hairs stay? Now you got mold. So I learned, so now I have a dehumidifier in there. So the room is kept at 35, about 50 degrees or whatever percentage for humidity.
Yeah.
So,
so I have to ask you, those root hairs, mine always seems to have root hair. Is that an issue? That's a concern?
It shouldn't be. Root hairs should not. As long as when you add water, if you spritz them with water and they go away, because that's what should happen. You spritz them with water and they jump back and all of a sudden they're clear again. Those are root hairs. But there are some that look very similar and they kind of look like little spider webs, and if they don't jump back, those are issues.
Okay. That's a really good, thank you.
Yeah. You can also try, like, if it's on a few, just pluck that area out, especially if it's just you and your family. Just pluck that area out and then spray it with peroxide. And as long as you're spraying with peroxide, you should be okay. But if it continues and spreads, then you need to kind of get rid of that.
Trina, do you have any right now that have those root hairs that you could show us?
Let me go, it's downstairs. Let me go down and look. I'm going to actually mute my video while I go downstairs, because you guys don't need to see what my house looks like.
And that's actually one question that I need to ask everybody is, if you're on video or you have posted a question, or just that you're on, I want to be able to put this on our top website, and that'll go through our YouTube channel. So I need to make sure that everybody's okay with it being public. So if anybody is not okay with that, then I need you guys to let me know so that last week I emailed every single person and asked for a consent. But please let me know if it's a problem and you're okay with it.
Mm-hmm. I'm good.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
I'm fine.
So, how are you going to edit out just our section? Just kidding.
If I had to be asked, you put Jan Brady over me.
So those look okay.
I'm good. I have myself muted most of the time because I don't want, last time I coughed and stuff like that. You don't need that.
Oh, don't worry about that. So
yeah, I sneezed on one of those too. So here's the Diacon that didn't do well at all. So I'm going to pre-soak those next time per your recommendation.
Right.
And then let's see in here. Actually, they don't look like they're bad at all.
Yeah, you'll see them right as they're coming up and the leaves are starting to come out.
Yeah.
Seeing the little white, they look like hairs. And as long as when you spray them.
I've seen them, but see, there's my peas. Right. And this is going to be my fourth harvest.
Nice.
So how tall should I let those get?
Well, for peas, as long as you've seen the first two leaves come out, and plus you're good to go. Usually, like for regular microgreens, what I end up doing is they'll stay closed for a little bit. Once they open up, then I'll allow people to eat them because they're not fully ready yet until those leaves open.
trying to figure, what am I doing here? I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. So looking at
Trina,
those, they're already open.
Yeah,
So they're
so
like
they're,
harvestable now.
yep.
Oh, okay. That
And
might,
only,
yeah,
only when some of them don't actually get leaves, like we buy leeks, and leeks just look like blades of grass with little black, like their seed little holes on top.
okay.
Restaurants seem to like them with the look of it like that. Do your peas have the little curly, is it Italians on them?
The curly what?
They have some of them that have like the little curly cues on them.
Let me
Are those green, just regular green peas?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. They're from True Leaf.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I don't see any curlies.
Oh, some of them do. So,
Okay.
and if you do buy from True Leaf, my
Mhm.
suggestion, if there's any like groups that grow microgreens, sometimes you might find, because they just had a bad batch at True Leaf, and they recommended a different. So they said use their yellow peas instead of their green. So sometimes if you can go onto their website, that way you can find out what most people are
Okay.
getting. Which is
Okay.
another thing that I like when you have a company that has, you know, hey, there's a barcode, not just a, hey, here you go, good luck.
Right. Right. That's good to know. Absolutely.
And
Just
good luck
putting
on
my-
finding peroxide. Every time I
I'm
look for it,
lucky. I
I'm looking to
have
buy
it in
some.
my. I do have some in my thing. So when I'm pre-soaking the larger seeds, go ahead and put the peroxide in it. Should we do that? Do you think we should do that when we're doing the just regular sprouting as well? Like
It
lentils?
shouldn't hurt because technically it's water. It's not a chemical that will hurt you.
Okay.
It can help disinfect. That's the basic way I've learned about these. And no, I didn't venture because it's a whole different, I had to do something called the Produce Training Alliance in order to sell and make sure that I'm in good standings.
Yeah.
The moment they said, is it micro, like they got it in the face, you know, is it microgreens or is it sprouts? And I'm like, it's microgreens, because there's a whole different training and a whole different thing. So I didn't venture over there to give anyone the thought, no, they're going to be green, okay, when I grow them or they sell them.
No, that's good to know.
Okay. Cool.
And like I had mentioned that you can steam those sprouts, you know, for 10 minutes or what have you, and that will also help reduce.
And I don't know if you showed it. I know Dr. Greger has a video on sprouts, which I'm like, that's not sprouts. The picture behind him is microgreens. So I'm like,
Yeah. We did some of that last week.
Wait, Trina. Trina, why did you? It looked like your tofu tubs were doubled up. Is there a reason for that? You just want them slightly deeper, or?
No, I doubled them because the first one that has the soil in it, I poked holes in the bottom, and then I watered them from the bottom. So I'll take them out and I'll put water in the bottom. I mean, I'll still put some water in the top, or I'll spray them, but generally the majority of the water, that way I don't have to water them so much. I don't have to maintain them, because I don't like if I have to do something at a certain time on a certain day, it kind of like throws me off. I like to just be carefree. So I water from the bottom. Okay,
so the soil is in the top one. The soil's in the top one with holes, and then the bottom one you put water in.
Yeah, hang on, I'll show you exactly so you can see. And the thing you have to remember, though, is that some tubs are different sizes from different companies.
Yeah.
So I was fortunate that I just happened to have enough saved that
they were matched.
Yeah, they fit perfectly. Let me
and in
my
that
tubs are tiny because Simri got me hooked on those Trader Joe's sprouted tofu, and they're so small now. I'm like, I missed my tubs.
No, they are little.
See, there's water in the bottom of that, and see how there's holes in the bottom of it?
Gotcha. Perfect. Okay.
And
I like
good idea.
You have to be careful though, because you know, the volume when you put it back in, you don't want to put too much in it. I'm going to have to, I should be sanitizing those, shouldn't I?
Yes.
Shana, I have not been.
You can sanitize them after every use. But
And
again,
just
if
with the
it's
peroxide?
peroxide is it's almost like that miracle thing.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
I do a similar thing, which is during germination, I do spray from the top twice a day. But once they go under the lights or under vegetation, I only add water to the bottom of the tray.
Oh, so when you're sprouting them, or germinating them,
Right.
you don't have them under lights?
No, so when they have their lids on, there's I have a little area where it's just germination, and I will pull them out twice a day to water above. And it's funny because the guy that trained us called it the Les Schwab version of spraying. So I just spray them with a light coat, spray the top, close it, and put it back. The only thing is, if you are doing it that way, you don't want to put on a lid that doesn't have some sort of air to be able to, they'll mold if you don't have some sort of air coming through. But once they're tall enough and they're ready to go under the lights, they're only watered from the bottom. Because that's when that's when I've seen a lot of mold as well.
Oh, okay, so I'm doing it half right.
Oh no, I mean, you're doing good. If you're eating them and you're still alive, so that's fine.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's a fearful thing, because what I did was I put a cover on them. I put just another tray over the top, and I set them. Well, last time I did them in the windowsill with a towel over it.
Okay.
To create a darkness, because what you want is darkness, but air circulating, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Oh, it's after 1. Okay. I need to go. So thank you, Shana.
Oh, you're welcome, and thank you. I'm learning a lot as well, so I'm going to be
That's
trying.
why we're all here.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
If I figure out how to leave here. There we go.
Oh.
Perfect. All right. Does anybody have anything else on your mind, or any questions, or what's happening with you guys? How you're handling this crazy time?
Okay, quick question. How do you keep cats out of the garden or leaving us presents? That's what we're wondering.
That is a good question.
I mean, I don't know, to do, but we have our neighbors' cats who love very much. They're very friendly, even let them in our house once in a while, but they tend to make themselves a little too much at home in our garden too.
I know in the sustainable growing class, the gardening class that I'm in, someone did ask something similar, and they attached a motion detector sprinkler. So,
okay,
so that way they can be still to the earth.
Yeah. Okay. Hopefully, yeah. I was thinking about ordering. I think it was like a little, I had one of those. A friend of mine sent me that one a long time ago. I don't even know where it is anymore. Someday I'll get another one and set it up.
It's funny. I've seen someone now, as I see people use it, so because they have the ring on their house. Someone did it to catch people approaching their house. They put it in the back of their truck. Someone approached their home, and I'm like, oh, you know what? It's safe. It's
Water.
It's water.
Put a little hydrogen peroxide in there, and
Clean you off a tad. It can't hurt.
oh, that's a good question. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we have some neighborhood cats too, and I'm thinking about that. How can we keep them out of our garden in the front?
Yeah. Especially when you grow food.
I know.
hard.
Exactly. I don't know if there are any plants that cats like more than others, or.
Yeah, I've never really had a problem. Like, I've seen some, well, not a whole bunch of cats, but I've never really had a problem with, have you tried, I don't know if it works for mammals, but neem oil?
I've used neem oil, but not for cats.
Oh.
That's interesting.
I don't know.
It might be the smell.
Yeah, it smells pretty bad. But yeah, it's used.
I've never heard of it. Neem oil? What?
Yeah, it's typically used for like aphids, caterpillars.
We had destroy our cabbage, so we ended up just eating it all.
Yeah. And I'm not sure how well it works, but it's supposed to Yeah, it's supposed to irritate or something, the exoskeleton of the aphids, something, but it's non-toxic to, I believe it's non-toxic to bees, butterflies, and all the stuff that,
I've seen it at Costco.
yeah.
So at Costco, we've bought something called Burnout, but that's for weeding, and that's just like oregano oil, which is fantastic. It actually makes the whole front yard smell like Christmas.
Mm.
You know, and that just desiccates the weeds, just dries them out. But what about, aphids when I was growing kale, some of the kale just got hit hard by those, and I would, just try to clean them off. But does anybody have suggestions?
Also, I heard people do make like hot pepper sprays, like they take a hot pepper, take the oil, and it's like, it probably could blind somebody if it hit their eye. So imagine what it would do to the pests, right? But then the other thing is, what about the beneficial pests? So,
Wow.
like get a ghost pepper, get the oil and put in water, and you could spray it on your plants and you could see, I don't know.
One way to do it. I don't know, the aphids, I tried asking, because when I bought one of their walking tree, he said he had to cure it from the aphids and put it in whatever the nursery hospital. But they have a little section, don't go in. I'm like, okay, but what's back there? But they said that they use a mild soap and water mixture, and they washed each leaf off.
Okay.
Is there a negative? I'm kind of new to this whole thing. Is there a negative thing for using ladybugs?
No, I've heard great things about. I have a couple of fig trees in the back, and I don't have a huge backyard, so I get dwarf varieties, and they seem to come on their own.
Yeah.
I always have a hard time with, I can go to Green Acres and buy the cup, and I'm like, but they're natural.
I think the only problem is they'll just fly away.
Yeah.
They seem to bring more if there's food. There seems to bring more, at least what I've seen so far.
Excellent. All right, I have class in 15 minutes.
That's fine.
So I've got to end our meeting. Unless there's any other quick questions. This was awesome.
Good.
It's
Shana, I had a quick question about my spaghetti squash seeds that I tried to germinate or whatever. You said you put them in your garden. If you eat a vegetable that has seeds, do you have to do anything to them before you put them in your garden, or you just plant them? How does that?
It's funny that you just said that, because I watched a YouTube video, and many of them have it. I just made the butternut squash Thai soup the other day, and they basically cut the bottom off, left the seeds in it, then go in the backyard and bury the whole thing, keep the bottom with it, because that will help nourish it. And if you can buy a bag of compost, and I use there's a normal, like, you don't have to have the manure type, but you can just, a bag of compost, that will eat it up, and they should start to sprout. So I have 2 that are back there, so I'm hoping that they come through. So there's definitely a way. It's just like when you buy green onions from a grocery store, as long as you keep that white part, put them in some soil, you will have green onions.
Yeah, I've seen that with other kinds of lettuce and carrots.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. I love it. I know we need to be more, taking care of ourselves, growing what we can. I mean,
I put my pumpkins out in the raised bed after Halloween, and they always get new plants the next year.
Oh, yep.
They just kind of rot there and then sprout.
So I'm sure that's what's happening with the butternut squash, because it sounds like all they're saying is it just needs to eat what's in there. Next thing you know, you've got new sprouts.
yeah. No, that's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Doing the same with ginger.
Ginger?
Yeah, they said the same with ginger. As long as there's little nodes on the end of it, you could throw those in some soil, again with compost, and you will be growing your own ginger.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds fantastic. So many ideas.
Mhm.
So next week we are scheduled to have Vic do a cooking demo. He's going to do a South Indian soup, a South Indian lentil soup. So we're going to have him do that. And then we've got a whole bunch lined up. So I want to show you really fast, let's see here. I want to do a screen share and show you our website. So let me see, can you see it? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're.
So thriveonplantsclub.org. So Petra has been working a lot on it. She changed it completely so that it would be more dynamic. So now we've run the Instagram up on top, because that's always changing the more we add. And then we have our schedule here. So today, if you clicked on it, you would see that we were meeting to talk about microgreens. And then next week, when you click on it, if you click the right place, you will see that Chef Vic Law of Crazy Rabbit Kitchen will be demonstrating the lentil soup. And then on the 29th, one of my former students who's now a dietitian is going to be doing a legume cooking demo. And then we have in May, we have two. We have one that's going to be Faith Roberts from the Coalition for Vegans of Color. She's going to do a cooking demo. And then on the 13th, I landed Hannah Kaminsky. She's written 6 cookbooks, all sweets, vegan sweets. And so she's going to be joining us for Vegan Baking 911. So any like vegan baking questions that you have.
Cool.
So I've been working hard trying to get everything set up for us. And then here is the YouTube link. So if you go below, you can see here are the 3 videos that I've posted so far, because I have to edit them, and I'm adding, it's pretty trick, I have to tell you, because when you click on it, I added a little picture of my plate, and then I added our logo, and then it goes into our little video from the Top Luck. So I'm going to keep adding these. It's just taking me time, but yeah, so our homepage looks really good on the Top Club website.
Very nice.
Yeah, it looks
So,
good.
Good job, Petra.
yes, thank you, Petra. So I am going to end our meeting if I can figure out where I
Is it on the
am.
bottom? Oh.
No, that's the wrong place. Where is it? No. Oh my gosh. It's one of these Zooms.
Are you going to edit that out too?
No, probably not, because I don't care. It's all right. I got to figure out how to turn this darn thing off. But anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And actually, I think I can end it right here. Stop share. But I think, yeah, there we go. Now I can end the meeting. Okay. Love to everybody. Have a great week, and I'll see you back next week for another talk.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shana.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.